You are now tuned into the Cut Game radio show hosted by Groom City.
With the Cut Game radio show, we let them know we stay true
To the Cut Game.
Yeah, that's how we do. It's the Cut Game radio show, we let them know we stay true
To the Cut Game.
Yeah, that's how we do. It's the Cut Game radio show, we let them know we stay true
To the Cut Game.
Yeah, that's how we do.
The Cut Game radio show hosted by Groom City.
That's how we do.
Hey, what's going on? It's Groom City, and you're now tuned in to the Cut Game radio show, number one podcast for your hair needs.
Give it up.
And right now, you know, we chilling in the Cut Game studio. My boy Tone, what's going on, Tone?
What's going on, Groom City? How we living?
Oh man, you know, chilling, man. It's a blessed day.
I see you with the shades on today, man.
Hey, I'm leaving these boys on all day today.
I see you.
Because I got somebody smooth today, so I got to be on this level.
Step the game up, man.
Yeah, I had to step it all the way up.
I got my fresh threads on too. You know, I'm looking good over here too.
You know, we had to get it righteous. You know what I'm saying? So, man, what's going on, Tone? Man, share something with your boy.
So you know, I got a story for you. I always try to keep it fresh. So check this out. I'm reading my emails. You know, handling some daily business, and my son's birthday is coming up. So I get an email reminding me of that.
From who?
From child support.
Hey, so they remind you of his birthday every year, or this
no,
is
this
the
is the first time I've noticed this. And in the email, it says, "Hey, let's celebrate your son by making an extra payment on his birthday." I was like, "Nigga, please."
So you're not gonna shoot that?
No, man. No. Let me say this: I'm a good father. I'm in my child's life. They're with me at least 50% of the time, if not more.
Yeah.
And been making the payments. I shouldn't be making payments, but I make payments. And you know, that just rubbed me the wrong way because, you know, I'm already handling my business, and this, you know, that just I didn't need that at that moment.
I feel you know. And plus, the government, you know, they shouldn't be sending you no emails. That's personal now because, you know, he 18, so that's your business.
Right, exactly.
You know? So anyways, yeah, I want to welcome everybody for tuning in to the Cut Game radio show. Make sure y'all follow us on our social medias at The Cut Game. Shoot us any emails at thecutgame@gmail.com. Today, we got an amazing show for y'all today.
Who we got?
You know, hair, fashion, style. You know, it's all intertwined. It's been intertwined since day zero. And today, I got somebody in the building who's been really applying the barber and really applying his style to what he got going on right now, making a major impact in the fashion industry, making a major impact as far as the style and different blogs out there. So today, I got a Georgia native in the building. He's been a licensed barber for 12 years. He's been getting it off the grid and also been getting it on the grid, but he's going to share that with y'all. Today, I got none other than Fly Thrash at the Cut Game radio show.
Give it up.
What's up?
Thrash in the house.
What's up, Thrash?
What's happening, homie?
Man, chilling, bro. Chilling, man.
Brother Smooth.
Thanks,
right there.
man, for stopping through. You know
Appreciate
what I mean?
y'all having me, bro.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. So, man, one word that describes you. What would that be?
Man, one word that describes thrash. A rock star.
Rock star.
Yeah, man. I live a rock star lifestyle, man.
That's what's up. That's
dope.
what's up. 24 hours.
24 hours, lit, turn, whatever it is. You never know with me. From one day to the next, I'm always doing something different, man. And I just live life to the full capacity of what I can do.
I feel you. I see you got, you know what I'm saying, the jacket decorated real heavy. You know what I'm saying?
Man. You see the insides freaked out with the floral insides. You know what I mean?
I see you coordinated. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
man.
Your own way. You know. So, man, in your opinion, what's the difference between style and fashion?
Man, to me, that's funny that you asked that because that's a really big thing with me. Because style, I feel, is more personal. Style is more so of it's who you are. You know what I mean? Without having to say anything.
Yeah.
Style can be incorporated in a lot more things than just fashion. It can be style is the type of car you may drive, the type of job you may carry. You know what I mean? The way you may decorate your crib is your style. You know what I mean? The way you walk, your swagger, all that stuff is style. Fashion is simply just the clothes that you wear. You know what I mean? That's all fashion really is at the end of the day. But style is just some way larger than that can be incorporated in everything that you do in life.
So it's a lifestyle, huh?
Yeah, it's a lifestyle.
That's what's up. So how long have you been into the fashion industry, into styling?
To the fashion industry, I would say I've been living in LA 5 years, so I would say maybe 6, because I first kind of got introduced into the styling game probably like a year before I moved out here.
What year was that?
I think like 2012, 11, 12, something like that. I don't remember the timeline, but it's somewhere around in that area.
Yes.
But yeah, I got introduced into the styling game because I was always so well dressed myself. So when I started modeling, what happened was I used to style out my own photo shoots. So it got to the point where all the photographers and stuff that I was working with used to ask me to come like help style the other models and stuff when they on their other shoots and stuff. So I was kind of fighting it for the longest because I was living in South Carolina at the time, and like it wasn't really no lane for a job. You know what I mean? It really. Why am I so tongue tied today? What's going on? Let me get it right. But it really wasn't a job. You know what I'm saying? A job thing. So I didn't really care for it. But when I moved to LA, that's when it really became like a job, and people really started, you know what I'm saying, inquiring for me to do this. And I was like, well, if I can make a buck off of it, you know what I'm saying, I might as well do it since it comes so natural to me. Yeah. So, yeah, that's kind of how that came about, man. Strictly me just being stylish and people wanted me to help dress them. So.
Oh, so they just peeped your style, and they was just like, we really need that artistic ability. We need your, what you bring to the table. I can dig that. So you said you've been fly. How long have you been fly? Who was the first person that influenced you to be fly?
Man, if you ask me, I've been fly my whole life. But I give a lot of that props to my uncle, man. So my uncle, back when I was young, he used to be like a big dope dealer in the area or whatever. So he was always fresh, and he never wore the same thing twice whenever he went out. So I used to get a lot of hand-me-downs like that in high school. So every pair of J's that came out or whatever, whether it was a Artful Dodger outfit or.
Hey, so your uncle wasn't that much older than you then, huh?
Yeah, my uncle, I think my uncle like 11 years older than me. But like when I was in high school, I pretty much wore like the same size shoe as him. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So he's like, every time he wear a new pair of shoes, a new pair of J's come out, he'll wear them to the club, and he ain't gonna never wear them again. So that's how I just kind of always stayed fresh since I ain't had no job and then, you know what I mean? Yeah. And like my daddy don't really care about fashion and none of this, so my dad just a little country dude from the backwoods in Georgia. He don't care nothing about none of the cosmetic side of anything, and the fashion stuff he never really understood. But like my uncle he was a dope boy, so he stayed fresh, and I just got a lot of his hand-me-downs. So that's kind of how I stayed fly at a young age before I could really develop my own, style and my own closet like that. Now,
was this in Georgia that your uncle was?
Yeah, this is in Georgia. Yeah, this is in Georgia.
So what part of Georgia you from?
Man, I'm from a small town. It's called Hawkinsville, Georgia, man. 56 Hawkinsville.
Oh, Hawkinsville.
Yeah, I'm on country. You gotta excuse me.
Yeah, no, that's what's up. So ain't nothing going on in Hawkinsville. It ain't known for nothing.
Yeah, I mean, not at all. Besides like high school football, you know what I mean? Okay. They're like a kind of a small school that's kind of like a powerhouse football team. Yeah. So they pretty much known for that, man. But other than that, ain't too many successful people really come out of there. We got Young Jeezy from where I'm from. Oh, okay. And Charles Johnson, who played for the Carolina Panthers. And other than that, it ain't really too many other people. So like they consider me like a big success with just the small amount of success I've had. You know what I'm saying, with the things that I'm doing. But they look, you know what I'm saying, my city, they look up to me big time just from, you know what I'm saying, from the things that I've done, you know what I'm saying, being able to say that I come from there. So they super proud of me, man.
Now, what age did you know that you was too big for your city?
Well, actually, I didn't live there very long because I ended up moving with my dad. So I ended up moving to Florida when I was in 10th grade, and then I graduated high school out of there, and I had actually a football scholarship that took me to South Carolina. Oh, okay. So it's like I was never really stuck there, so I kind of had the luxury of getting out of there and just seeing different things, you know what I mean, at a young age. So, yeah.
So you went from Georgia, Florida, South Carolina, and while you in South Carolina, did you always envision yourself being in LA, doing LA things, doing fashion?
Not at all, bro. So the funny thing about that is I had a homegirl that I actually went to college with, and this is years after my college career. And we ended up living in the same apartment complex. Okay. And I actually used to I used to do my laundry at her crib. So I used to walk around, you know what I'm saying, around to the other side of the complex, go do my laundry or whatever at her crib. And I remember coming over there one day, and she was on the computer. She was like, "Hey, Thrash, help me find an apartment. I'm about to move to LA." And mind you, I'm from the country, so it's like LA, that seemed like some fairy tale land type stuff to us, you know what I mean? Like, I ain't never been on an airplane before, you know what I mean?
For real?
Yeah, so I'm like, LA? I'm like, what you talking about moving to LA? Like, that, it don't even seem real.
Yeah.
So she's like, yeah, I'm for real. I'm trying to move out there to do my acting thing. So I just remember we sitting on the computer, I'm helping her look at stuff in LA, not knowing that months later, I was going to have the opportunity to move to LA, which I hopped on. I had never thought about it. I just, the opportunity presented itself, and like 2 weeks later, I was on the.
Now, what was that opportunity?
So I used to talk to this chick who's like a big like YouTuber. She's a big makeup artist. And she was moving to LA because she was in the military. So I was actually about to leave South Carolina and go back to Atlanta to play football again, to transfer schools. And she was like Thrash. She like, you know that ain't what you really want to do. You know what I mean? She's like, how about you just move to LA with me? She like, you can crash with me till you get on your feet. And just really do something that you really want to do and get it, you know what I'm saying, get up out of Charleston. So, of course, I'm a barber.
Yeah.
All I got to my name is a barber's license. I'm like,
Yeah.
man, as long as I can transfer my barber's license, I'm good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Other than that, I ain't got no other job. And I ain't got no, you know what I'm saying, no kids or anything like that holding me back. So, I did all my research, find what it took to have my license transferred to California. 2 weeks later, I was on a plane to LA.
So that's when you took your first plane.
Yep, first plane ride, first time ever on the West Coast. Yeah.
So when you landed, was you like, yeah, let me see what's up. What California got?
Yeah, it's crazy because other than that, I had never been outside of, you know what I'm saying, the low-key the South. I can't even say the whole East Coast. I had only been in Georgia, Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina. You know what I mean? I hadn't even been to Texas at the time. Like, I had never really been outside the South. And I was, 21 years old at the time, 21, 22 years old.
Dang. So what was your first interpretation of LA? Soon when you landed, soon when you started mingling and networking?
Man, as soon as I landed, it was dope because like in the South, it's a lot of flat land. So when you riding on the freeways, it's pretty much at trees and you really can't see nothing else. But when I moved out here and I'm on the freeway and I can see mountains in the background and you know what I mean, palm trees and stuff like that, I'm like, bro, this really looked like what I thought it was gonna look like from TV.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Like it really looked like what I thought it was gonna look like. So yeah, man, and I hit the ground running, and I was like doing my little networking and stuff. I had put like a little ad. I actually had put an ad up on Craigslist that I was moving to LA looking for a barbershop, and I actually had a couple barbershops hit me before I even moved to LA. I was still living in South Carolina.
Now, what area did you move to?
When I moved here, I was staying in Ladera Heights.
Oh, okay, yeah. What year was this?
2000, I think the end of 2011, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I moved out. I literally moved out here the day after Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay.
Like I made it one thing.
So Black Friday, touchdown Black Friday.
Like it was real. So I'll tell you, I was living in South Carolina. My whole family from Georgia. You know what I mean? Both sides of my family from Georgia. So what I did was for Thanksgiving, I went home to see my people. I drove to Georgia, and then I left my truck with my daddy. So my daddy's like sold my truck and stuff, and they took me to the airport in Atlanta. I spent the night with my mama. And you know what I'm saying? I went back to Georgia for Thanksgiving. Spent the night with my mama. Drove to Atlanta the next day, left my truck with my daddy, took a flight to LA.
Hey, that's dope. It seemed like you closed all loose ends you had before you hit LA area.
Yeah, I did. That's exactly what I did.
I can dig that. I can dig that. So, you put an ad on Craigslist, and how many barbers hit you up? How many barbershops hit you up?
I want to say it was like 2 or 3 different barbershops that hit me up. Like basically wanted me to like send in photos, and then I think one of them I had to come actually do like a little demonstration in the barbershop.
Yeah.
But like the way they made me do it, they made me get it out of the mud. So they was like, what I want you to do is I want you to go out on the street and I need you to find me 3 different hair textures, and I need you to bring them in here and cut their hair for free. So I'm like, all right. But like the position of the barbershop was crazy because it wasn't really nothing right there but like a gas station and a grocery store. So I'm like, I don't want to bother nobody at the grocery store because these folks trying to get their groceries and get back to the crib. You know what I mean? But I stayed out there for a little while, man, and I ended up getting like a white guy, just like a little young teenage black guy, and I don't remember who else I cut. But they just wanted to see me cut different heads or whatever. But the only thing that was messed up was the timing of when I came because they only had that one chair left, and what they was really looking for was like a Hispanic barber who could speak, who was bilingual. Yeah. So they still let me like audition, I guess you could say, but I'm saying I didn't end up getting it because of the fact that I didn't speak Spanish.
I ain't never heard of no audition like that.
Yeah, it was crazy. I was like, this some LA shit, but I mean, I'm with it.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, it seemed like you did your thing. You know,
they just wanted to see me like cut other hair just besides black hair. They want to be able to see me cut straight hair, curly hair. They want to be able to see me cut all those different types of hair. So
it seemed like they wanted
cool.
to see the hustle too.
Yeah, that too.
See if you got your mouthpiece was crisp and you can keep your chair spinning, out the gate. Now I can dig that. So look, right now we're gonna take a brief commercial break and we're gonna come back and Fly Thrash gonna really tell us about that cut game.
The problem is like being like a real artist, you dig? Like people try to box you into what they think you are or what they think you should be, and it's like, no, it's just the level of art that I'm trying to give you is like you're not able to receive it right now. Bro, I'm giving heat right now, you know what I'm saying? Every outfit I put.
We back from our commercial break. Y'all now tuned in to the Cut Game radio show. We chilling with Fly Thrash. So Thrash.
What up?
That boy smooth. He boy smooth. So look. So the shop didn't let you work there because they were, in need of a Hispanic speaking barber or a Spanish speaking barber.
At least from what they told me.
Yeah, well, that seemed like a pretty solid excuse. You know what I'm saying? So you in California, you without a shop. Where do you go from there?
Man, so you wouldn't believe it, bro. So the first gig I guess I had at barbering, because mind you, I still hadn't transferred my license yet. You know what I mean? So I'm really like just kind of getting it in, hustling, cut game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
what you did right now? You getting it off the grid?
I'm about to get it off. I'm trying to get it off the grid right now.
Oh, so you had to find where the grid at and then jump off the grid.
Yeah, it was on some wild shit. So what happened was I had a cousin that I had just met for the first time that lived out here or whatever, and she helped me get into this nail salon off of like Rosecrans in the hood. I was literally the only barber in there cutting hair in a nail salon.
Oh, okay.
And she was just like, it ain't much, but I can get you in there. You know what I'm saying? Working, trying to get you a little clientele. You know what I'm saying? Throughout the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was like, bro, I'm about whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a hustler.
Yeah.
So that was my first little gig, and it just got to the point where like it really wasn't working. You know what I mean? Like I was trying to get it and trying to develop that clientele up from there, but it really wasn't working. So I was like doing little audience, you know what I'm saying, stuff. I'm out here trying to do the LA life and do little acting gigs and background work and stuff like that. Still just trying to, you know what I'm saying, trying to just find my way. You know what I mean? So what eventually ended up happening is I was talking to one of my homeboys, and he was like, I got a homeboy that's about to open up a barbershop.
Okay.
And he was like, it ain't open yet, but you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna still plug you or whatever. So when he open it, you know what I'm saying, he'll look out for you. I was like, cool. So what happened was when I talked to that guy, he was like, what I can do is I have a homeboy that owned a barbershop out in Canoga Park. Okay. Which was super far from where I was living at. Oh, so I was like, all right, cool. He was like, I can put you in this shop. You know what I'm saying? He'll let you, you know what I'm saying, kind of get it in there off the grid. In the shop, but off the grid. Yeah. You know what I mean? And he was like, he'll let you do that. And then when my shop open, you just come over, you open up the shop with me. I was like, cool, I'm with it. You know what I mean? Because I was struggling. I'm struggling at the time. I'm trying to find my way.
This individual was a barber?
No, he wasn't a barber. He was just a business owner.
Oh, okay.
He just wanted to open up a barbershop, do something for the, you know what I'm saying, do something for his hood.
That's what's up.
So I was like, man, I appreciate that. So he sent me to the other shop. I worked in there for probably a few months or whatever, a month or so. And as soon as he opened his shop up, you know what I'm saying, I came over like I said I was, even though I had already started developing clientele there. Yeah. You know what I mean? But I had to go to a whole nother area. It's like my loyalty was still to him for, you know what I'm saying, looking out for me in that, you know what I'm saying, that matter, because I ain't had no other way of, you know what I'm saying, generating income at the time. Yeah. So I kept my loyalty to him. As soon as he opened up the shop, I came over.
Now, how far was this shop from the Canoga Park shop?
Maybe like 30 minutes away. You know what I mean?
So did your clientele come with you too? The clientele that you
some of them, but some of them were like already used to. They lived in that neighborhood. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. They were walk-ins and stuff. So some of them didn't. You know what I'm saying? Like it takes time to develop that diehard clientele that'll follow you anywhere, all over the place. Yeah. You know what I mean? So at the time, I didn't have too many of those, but I had people that come in like they don't mind the new young guy cutting their hair. You know what I'm saying? If they didn't seen him cut before, so I had that kind of clientele at the time. And cause you realize I'm still young at the time. I'm only like 21. You know what I mean? I'm only like 21, 22, something like that. Yeah. But so yeah, man. So I went to the other shop, and they kind of like they started like this is you gotta realize this is also the land of the time of social media. Yeah. So like they were going hard promoting me as the brand that I wanted to do, which was like being this stylish fashion, you know what I'm saying, forward barber. You know what I mean? So
they was trying to create a franchise barber.
Yeah.
for their shop.
Yeah, they was they was really helping me like kind of get my name out there.
Oh, okay.
So I really respect them for that, man. So shout out to them boys, Don and Ray, man, over at Brotherhood Barbershop, man. They held me down, bro.
Now, what city was this?
This is, I'm trying to think where their first shop was at, because they didn't have a few shops after that. Now, I want to say Van Nuys. I want to say somewhere like that. I'm not sure. Like, I'm not really sure about the area like that, but I think it was Van Nuys. But yeah, man. But
so you at Brotherhood, you getting it in?
Yeah, man. I'm getting it in, bro. And I was working for that for a little while. And then, like I said, it got to the point where I started developing my celebrity clientele because I had friends. You know what I'm saying? I started making, you know what I'm saying, relationships all over the place. So I had like people who were like in the club scenes and stuff like that, and I kind of got a lot of my celebrity clientele from that world. So once I started developing my celebrity clientele, it got to the point where I was doing mainly hotel calls and house calls and going on set and stuff like that. And I'm like, bro, I'm making the majority of my money outside of the barbershop. So why am I spending so much money on booth rent when my client's gonna follow me wherever I go now?
So look, for those out there that's listening, that's watching it, my man off the grid income was superseding his on the grid income to the point where he had to make a decision. Do we go full-fledged off the grid? So what decision did you end up making?
Yeah, man. So I talked to the owners of the shop and I let them know what it was, and they understood it because they were there the whole way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They seen me elevate from just being this barber who just moved to the city, don't really know nobody. You know what I mean? To having some of the, you know what I'm saying, A-list celebrities in the city, and like people. I feel like back then people weren't really branding themselves as like the stylish celebrity barber and stuff like that, which I was young at the time doing that. So that kind of helped me because people was like, "Oh snap, you only cut celebrities," and that really wasn't the case. But it's like that's kind of where people kind of took it.
Huh?
Yeah, that was the perception of it, and I mean it helped though. It helped develop more clientele that way. So because it's just like it's something that separated. I was the same as everybody else, but it's just the branding of that's kind of separated me a little bit. You know what I mean?
That's what's up.
So
look, right now, the point where you are in your barber career, a lot of people out there listening and watching would love to take their career to that level.
Mm-hmm.
But we need to backtrack. We need to take them all the way back when that first time that seed was deposited, that cut game seed. So how far do we need to go back? How far? What age were you when that first seed was deposited on this barber?
right, this actually goes back to 10th grade. So I say probably I was maybe like what 15 maybe. So when I remember I told you I left Georgia and I moved to Florida. So when I moved to Florida, I had been an athlete my whole life. You know what I mean? I played basketball, football, ran track. You know what I mean? And so pretty much everybody I always looked up to were athletes.
Yeah.
So when I ended up moving to Florida my sophomore year, it was a dude at school named Norman.
Oh, okay.
And Norman, he wasn't an athlete.
Now what year is this? We gotta give him that year.
2005, I think, like 2005ish. So it was a dude named Norman. Norman, he wasn't an athlete. He was the best dressed dude in school. He had the baddest chick in the school. Everybody was cool with him, but he wasn't an athlete. And that's what I was used to looking up to, athletes all the time. So Norman was the first person that I ever looked up to that wasn't an athlete, and Norman was a barber. But Norman used to cut her at school. He'll cut her like before school, after school, at lunch, or whatever. And like one of his teachers used to let him use her little office in her classroom to do it. And it was like a thing. We used to be on the school bus in the morning, like, "Oh, bro, I'm about to go get that Norman today." Like that's what we used to call it. You know what I mean? And I think Norman was like a senior. So the next year, I ended up transferring to another school, and that's when I was like, "Bro, you know what? Cutting hair, that shit, like Norman made that shit seem kind of cool. Like he always seemed like he, you know what I'm saying, had money and stuff to buy the, you know what I'm saying, all the fresh shoes and clothes and stuff that he had. So I was like, that shit seemed cool to me.
Yeah.
So I remember going to my daddy like, "Dad, I want to start cutting hair." So my daddy gave me like the old little Walmart clippers that he used to be cutting my hair with when I was legit. So I went in the bathroom. I feel like how all barbers start out, we go in the bathroom, start trying to line our own stuff up.
Yeah.
And I was in there messing my junk up, having to go to school wearing hoodies and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's when I first started cutting hair, man. I was in 11th grade, and I had one client, and it was one of my homeboys that stayed across the street from me, and he was the only person whose hair I was cutting besides my own.
Okay.
So then you fast forward from that, I went to college and I started cutting my whole football team.
So the skills was building up.
Yeah, the skill. That's when the skills really started building. When I started cutting so many different types of heads, the different like hair textures and different head shapes and stuff like that. And I was cool, but at the same time, I was still only cutting with some little Walmart clippers.
Okay.
So what's dope is the fact that I was cutting so many people and everybody believed in me because I still had like raw talent. Like no one actually taught me how to cut hair. I just used to watch Norman thinking it was cool what he was doing. But to me as an artist, it just makes sense to me. If I see a head and I see a hairstyle that you want, it just makes sense. I know what to do to make it look like what I want it to look like. That's just how how I take things.
Yeah.
So once I started cutting all those heads, my college teammates, my roommate, they was like, bruh, we gonna help you chip in and get you like some real clippers. So my roommate chipped in and helped me get my first pair of like Andis.
So they was campaigning to get your game up, get your equipment up.
Yeah, because I mean I was lacing everybody, but it was like if you got the better equipment you got, the better our cut's gonna be.
Yeah.
So that's when all that went down, man. And I got my first like professional clippers.
Now what clippers were they?
I had a pair of Andis Masters and a pair of Andis T outliners. So I literally had them 2 clippers. That's all I had in my name.
Hey, that right there. I mean, you those are some of the best clippers out still right now.
Yeah,
you know what
I mean, I still cut with them to this day.
Same ones, huh?
Not the same exact ones, but yeah, I done outused them and bought new ones and stuff. But like, the actual same clipper, yeah.
So you don't keep a graveyard of your old stuff?
Nah.
Oh man, you got to keep a graveyard. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I got a nice little fleet, but I ain't got a graveyard for them though.
That's what's up.
Yeah, I've been trying to get cool stuff now. Like my masters I cut with now, they like black with like candy paint flakes in them and stuff like that. So, you know what I mean?
Styling on them.
Yeah, so I'm swagged out with them now.
That's what's up. Yeah. That's what's up. So you leave Brotherhood Barbershop. You off the grid. You cutting some A-list celebrities right now, keeping you more than afloat. So how do you elevate from there?
Man, really, my thing with LA is like I was doing a lot of different things. So the fact that I was in the city trying to hustle and still get it in. I was still trying to hustle and get it in, so I was doing other things. Like, also, I'll tell you, I'm into fashion, so I'm also a wardrobe stylist.
Yeah.
So it's like it was kind of like a love-hate thing, because yes, I was developing this clientele and I was being known as a celebrity barber, but on the backside, what people don't know is like sometimes I was sacrificing clientele to do other stuff that I love. You know what I mean, as far as like the fashion and stuff. So I'd be booked on gigs as you know what I'm saying, to do wardrobe styling, and I'll be out of town on that gig, and I have like I used to have like French Montana come in town.
Oh, okay.
And need me to cut. He'll call me like on the spot. Like, hey, bro, I just got in town. I need you to come through and give me a cut. I'm like, hey, bro, like I'm in North Carolina right now. You know what I'm saying, doing something else. So I ended up like losing clientele like that way. So that was something where I had to learn how to manage doing multiple things. You know what I mean? As being an artist, we all have different things that we're passionate about. You know what I mean? So I had to learn how to deal with those things and how to kind of balance them. So but now, man, like. I'm thankful to say that I have a barbershop in my crib right now. I mean, I still don't have a barbershop. I mean, I still don't work in a barbershop.
So I'm
still off the grid. Yeah, I'm off the grid to this day, and I don't see myself ever going back into a barbershop just because I've developed my clientele to where I don't need to do that. You know what I mean? My clientele, they love me. They travel with me anywhere. I've had one client since I moved here when I was cutting out of my apartment. He done followed me from that little nail salon in off of where was like Compton or wherever I was at, all the way to Canoga Park to the Melrose to when I was living in downtown to when I was living in Glendale. Like, he done follow me everywhere. You know what I mean?
So that's your number one client right there.
That's my number one client, because it's funny because when he walked in the shop, I developed him from like working in the shop, and didn't nobody want to cut his hair because he was an old school cat. And he had this crazy jerry curl in his head. Didn't nobody want to touch his head because his hair was just greasy, slick down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they threw him on the new barber. So I'm like, all right, cool. I mean, I know how to work with any kind of, you know what I'm saying? Hell, so I faded him up. It still wasn't my best work because he had all this gunked up grease in his head, and I ain't have a chance to like wash his hair and all that stuff. And he was kind of stuck in his ways and thought this is my hairstyle, this jerry curl. But because of how I attacked it and how I handled the situation, he been loyal to me to this day. And he's one of my biggest
He's
clients.
still wearing that Jerry?
Nah, he ain't wearing a Jerry curl. I done got him out of that now. Now
What
we
he wearing?
dealing with a whole new we dealing with a whole new problem now. His
He
hair
got that
starting
South of France. with
well,
that-
now his hair starting to thin, and he don't want to let it go, and so we still trying to keep him right. But the thing about him is like I can't really use too many like hair fibers or anything like that because he's a personal trainer.
Oh, okay.
So like he's constantly working out. He works out like 3 times a day and stuff like that. So I can't really do too much hair enhancement to it. You know what I'm saying?
the hairline to drip away.
Yeah. So
One
he just,
exercise.
yeah,
drip.
he just don't want to. He don't want to let it go though. I'm like, bro, it's about time to kind of let it go.
That's
But,
what's up. That's
yeah.
what's up. So, along your journey, I know you had some triumphs and I know you had some setbacks. What were some of the setbacks that you endured while you was
Oh
on
man,
your journey?
I remember all the way back when I was in South Carolina, and I don't know why it was me being young and you know what I mean inexperienced, but I let my license expire, and I had to leave the shop. And South Carolina ain't like LA. You know what I mean? You just can't be as off the grid as you can out there as you can out here. You know what I mean? Everybody out here hustling, doing their independent thing. Out there, it don't work like that. So I ain't working the shop for a few months. You know what I'm saying? However long it took me to get my stuff back right. So like that kind of messed me up because I was still trying to cut hair out of the crib, but like it wasn't the same. You know what I mean? People kind of stuck in their ways in the South. You know what I mean? So that was probably the hardest thing for me, trying to figure out how I'm gonna pay my bills when this is the only source of income that I had. Because I couldn't hustle and grind like I do out here to make money in other ways. So I remember I was sitting there I'm trying to flip DVDs. I'm trying to sell DVDs and do all kind of stuff for this time that I'm out of the barbershop. But it's like that was the hardest. The fact that it could have been prevented, but me being young and inexperienced is the thing that kind of like made me suffer the most. So I made a promise to myself that I would never do that again. But now I don't even have to worry about that because I work for myself now.
Hey, that's what's up. That's
Yeah.
what's up. So, what was your big break out of your career, as far as being a style influencer, as far as being a barber? What was your big break?
My big break, man. I'd say, well, one of my favorite stories to tell is the time I got paid the most that I got paid for like a simple haircut. I remember I was supposed to be going back home to see my dad because honestly I don't really go back home that often. You know what I mean? So, and my family kind of respect it because they know I'm out here like grinding and stuff. So they don't really trip as long as I talk to them all the time though.
Yeah.
And I was supposed to be going back home to see my dad, and I was like, I gotta wait for the check to come in. You know what I'm saying? To make sure I'm straight before I leave for this haircut. And my dad was like, son, he was like, it couldn't have been no more than a $40 haircut. Like that shouldn't, that should stop you from getting your, no flight out here or whatever. I'm like, hey, Dad, this wasn't no $40 haircut here. This was it was for a commercial that I did for what was it? It was about it had something to do with about how many veterans commit suicide, and I had to cut. I think the number is like 21 people a year, or I think it's 22 people a year. Like veterans like commit suicide every year. So I had to cut the number 22 in the back of this guy's head for a commercial. Which, I mean, as you know, like production prices is a lot different from what you charge in the shop or whatever. And I remember telling my daddy that, and he was just like jaw dropped, like, what? You making that kind of money cutting hair? Like one haircut? I was like, yeah. So that right there opens
Hey, you
up.
gonna have to tell us what that number is.
Man, I can't tell y'all that number, man. I don't want to say that number.
You gotta, it was
Leaving us on the fence.
Yeah,
I know that's the whole point. You got to leave y'all on the fence.
Yeah,
But nah, it was a $1,500 haircut.
Oh, okay.
It was a
okay.
$1,500 haircut.
That's
But I just
good
don't want
money.
to like throw numbers out there like that. But
I feel,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? This family, all our listeners, everybody out there viewing it, y'all family, So
Yeah.
we sharing that exclusive information on the Cut Game radio show.
Yeah, but it was a $1,500 haircut, and it was because they actually filmed me. It wasn't just me cutting hair and then the person went on camera. It was like them actually filming me actually do the haircut. So yeah, so I told my dad about that. He was like, "What?" He was like, "Son, you've really taken this barber thing to a whole nother level from those $18 haircuts that you were charging in South Carolina." I'm like, "Yeah, man. It's like that's the vision that I always had that nobody else saw." Because when I was in the barbershop, I was young. When I went into the barbershop, I was 19 years old. And everybody else that was in there was like in their 30s, like married with kids and stuff. So it's like all the stuff that I was talking about, they thought I was crazy because they think I'm just young, talking, you know what I'm saying, talking out of my head, which all of them, they all kind of been there, you know what I mean, kind of in the South, kind of in the country their whole life, you know what I mean, working in the barbershop, that's all they really know. They don't know that there's other stuff way bigger than that. So when I was sitting in the barbershop and I'm watching TV and music videos and movies, I'm like, hey, bro, whoever cutting Diddy and Jay-Z hair, they ain't getting no $12, $18, $15 for a haircut. You know what I mean? So that's what I was thinking. So when I moved to LA, I put that into effect. I was like, I know I'm finna try to get into this type of clientele.
So you changed your thinking, and you also, words is powerful. So you spoke, you know what I'm saying, the type of barber that you are today, the type of, style, influencer you are today. You spoke that into existence. Yeah, man. So it's crazy because those same cats that were kind of like doubting me and thought that I was talking crazy, they be calling me, like asking me for advice about certain stuff. You know what I mean? And like me, I'm a real one, so like I don't hang nothing over nobody's head. It's like I'm still here. I'm still the same dude I was, you know what I'm saying, when I was getting paid $12 for a haircut. When I was getting paid, when I was cutting hair for $5 in a dorm room. You know what I mean? I'm still that same dude. So when these same cats call me asking me for advice, even though I'm 10 years younger than them, you know what I mean? It's like, that's what I'm here for. Like this barber community is real. You know what I mean? I'm still looking out for my fellow barbers. You know what I mean? So any way I can help them advance they craft, you know what I'm saying? I'm still here for it. Man, that's that true barber love. So if there was a code of conduct for barbers, what code would Stay Fly Thrash add to this code? I know it's something that that you done seen, type of behavior that you done seen throughout the barber community that you feel like, is a violation. What is that? I mean, I feel like it's nothing that we all don't notice. I mean, it's a lot of barbers that hate on other barbers because of what they do, because of how they may have advanced quicker than others. You know what I mean? Just that's the only thing that bothers me. Is like, bro, we all in here we all work within the same craft. You know what I mean? So we all should be here trying to help make each other better. You know what I mean? And even like when I first moved out here, a lot of the barbers I was working with in barbershops, like me coming from the South, we cut differently. So like when I was doing the Beijings and the blackouts and stuff like that, it's like them cats, they knew about it, but they didn't know how to do it the way that I was doing it. So it's like, yeah, all these cats was older than me, you know what I mean? But they were accepted. I mean, they were accepting the stuff that I was teaching them, even though, you know what I'm saying, they didn't have egos, the fact that it's a young cat teaching them something. You know what I mean? That's the kind of stuff I respect, because that's the same way I get down. Like, I don't have no ego when it comes to nothing, bro. If it's something that I don't know and you can teach me how to do it, bro, enlighten me. I mean, that's what I want to do. It's like, I have no ego to any of this stuff. It's like, I just want to become the best barber I can, and I want to be able to affect as many people as possible and influence as many people as possible. So that's why I feel like my main goal in life is just influence people, man. Like, even if it's not me being a barber that influences you, it may be the way I carry myself. You know what I mean? In the barbershop. The way I dress in the barbershop. You know what I mean? It may influence another barber. It may not be my actual talent of cutting hair. That's what's up. That's what's up. So for everybody out there, my man's real popular on social media, but that is not where I met this brother. You know what I'm saying? What's up, man? Share with him how I met you. Well, we met on set, right? We was on a music video. It was a Kevin Gates video, wasn't it? Yeah, something like that. Yeah, yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? It was a Kevin Gates video shoot, and I was the barber on that shoot, and I was there. You was one of the models? I was styling. Yeah, you was styling, and we just got to chop it up, and you know what I'm saying? We was smooth ever since, and shoot. He done tried to shoot me. What celebrity you tried to shoot me? Young Dolph. Yeah, that was Dolph. Yeah, he tried to shoot me Dolph, and I done shot you some work too. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Man. That's that real barber love right there, man. So out the gate, I shot you. I know a couple gigs. You know what I'm saying? So this out the gate. So we met through barbering, but this Cut Game Radio Show is nothing new. I like, that's why I speak on the code of conduct, because I feel like everything should revolve around barber love. I met this brother. I didn't know him, but immediately out the gate, I wanted to, whatever I can shoot him, I wanted to shoot it to him, and likewise, you know what I'm saying? So, he's a real barber, and I want to thank you, man, for coming through on the Cut Game Radio Show, man. It was a pleasure, man. Right now, I'm going to give the stage to you. Anything you want to share with the people, any knowledge you want to drop on them, right now is yours.
Man, the main thing, like I was saying, is my main thing is to inspire and influence people, man. So if it's anything that I've ever done, you know what I'm saying, that people want to know about, man, feel free to contact me, man. You can hit me up on my social medias. Everything is Stay Fly Thrash, the STAYFLYTHRASH. Like, I love fan mail because I love the fact that people really value what information I have to give. You know what I mean? So that means a lot to me. So, I mean, I welcome it all, man. So that's pretty much all I got to say, man.
That's what's up. So right now, we're going to break for a quick commercial, and next we got, we're going to keep with the fashion themes, So next we got a young designer, a young entrepreneur, and he going to come and share his story with us. Y'all stay tuned. Cut Game Radio Show.
Hey, man, I just had an amazing time with my boy Groom City, bruh. We had a good interview talking about me being a young country boy from Georgia, man, coming up to my successes I've had out here in L.A., man. Y'all need to definitely stay tuned, man, and check out Cut Game Radio Show.
Hey, what's going on? Y'all now tuned in to the Cut Game Radio Show, #1 podcast for your hair needs. Right now, we just finished an amazing interview with my boy Stay Fly Thrash.
That boy clean.
He was definitely on his jet fuel. That's why I had my shades. I had to, I had to go there with him, But my man, he stays styling on him, barber. So today we're gonna keep with the theme of just styling on him. Today I got somebody. He's been a part of that fashion game for 15 years now. He got a nice boutique out in Victoria Gardens, Rancho Cucamonga, California.
Come on.
My man is a visionary.
Let's talk it.
Fashion designer.
Come on.
Style coordinator. We got none other than Justin Hudson. I gave y'all his government, but we know him at the Cut Game Radio Show as J Hood. What's going on, J Hood?
What's up, family?
Oh man, chilling, man. Thanks for blessing us.
Man, thank you, man.
Oh, no social. We give y'all his EIN. Y'all can get something with it, because my man a businessman.
Come on, man.
We
can't get that out, man. No.
That's what's up, fam, man. Thanks for blessing us with your presence at the Cut Game Radio Show.
Man, thank
we
you for
appreciate
having
it.
me, man.
Thank you. Definitely. So, man, how long you been styling on them?
Man, this wasn't overnight. I'll tell you that much, man. It's been some years, man. And I can just remember going back to 93, 94 when a Low Down Dirty Shame came out. I don't know if you remember that movie. Come on, Jada was fly, man.
I'm on the beach.
Yeah. And there's a scene in there where Keenan or Shame, he was getting ready to step out that night, and he was clean and cut and smooth, man. And I just remember seeing that early in the game, like, man, I want to be like that when I get older.
Oh, okay.
And then so quite naturally, it just kind of progressed. And I remember more vividly, my mom's blessed me with a FUBU jersey.
Okay.
And that right there, man, it just took me to
Was
another
it
level.
FUBU or was it FO5?
Nah, it was the FUBU. It was the FUBU.
It had that 05 on it, though.
It was the FUBU.
It was FUBU.
For sure, it was the FUBU, man.
That was probably $200.
Man, I don't know what it was, but it was expensive because I only had one.
Oh, okay.
Pants leg up, too?
I wasn't LL yet, man.
Okay.
I wasn't doing all that. My pops wasn't having that, man.
So when you hit that schoolyard with that FUBU jersey on,
man, it was one of those times, man. I broke necks that day.
For real?
Yeah, man. I remember that like it was yesterday, man. I just got high off of life, man. Seeing that, it was like a feeling, because you standing out. Everybody else is kind of the same, but you standing out. You your own man that day.
Yeah,
that was a good feeling, man.
Dang, so you was representing your individuality that
That's
day.
it, man. With a yellow and black jersey, man, to the fullest.
How many times a week did you wear that?
Come on, man. At least three times, man. You know that, man.
Hey, so what'd you have on your feet?
Man, and then so I was a brilliant kid or bright kid, and I remember my pops blessed me with some Santa gloves.
Okay.
Some Gary Paytons, man. And I remember just stopping in the middle of the schoolyard and unzipping them for the kids to see. It was like magic, man.
Dang, so from there on, you just had to get your fix, huh?
Yeah, it just kind of progressed from there, man. Yeah, but for sure, that's where it all started. It was that feeling, like you being different, me, just being you, and everybody appreciating what you're doing. And that was a high for me, man. So
when did you want to take this high and get into the actual industry?
It definitely progressed as I got into high school. Well, backtrack. A lot of stuff was expensive, like Jordans, the new Air Force Ones. That stuff was expensive. And my parents, although they had it, but they weren't going to just give me that. So I had to kind of work for mine. So I was a candy man. So I sold a lot of candy, and that was my motivation to go buy the things that I wanted. So I used the candy to go buy the shoes or the clothes that I wanted that my parents weren't going to buy for me. So I remember saving up, buying them academic fits, buying some Timberlands, buying some all white Air Force Ones. This is back in like 04, 03. And I was the man.
You had that entrepreneurial spirit,
man,
off the gate.
early. And I get it from my parents. They had their own business at the time. And it was a high again, just, making your own money, not waiting for no one else to give it to you.
So you was on that young jet fuel.
Come on, man. I had to get it, man.
You was elevated.
High octane, man. Early, man.
Early, elevated early.
Come on, man. But my parents were slick. So in order for me to get the candy, my grades had to be right. So I had to, show them the report card, and if my grades were cool, then they would take me to Costco to get the candy. So it just didn't work like, yo, I'm gonna go to Costco. I had to do my part, and they would do their part. So it worked.
So with that money, then you was like, let me invest this.
Man, I was balling. I was balling. And I was, this was like, I was in high school 2001, 2002 is when I first started going to high school. So I had to get a sidekick.
Yeah.
I had to get a two-way. I was trying to be like Puff and Jay-Z, real early in the game.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was trying
that Motorola.
Come on, man. It didn't work, but I had one on my hip though. Best believe though, man.
Oh, okay. So you had to fake it till you make it.
Fake it till you make it, man. I live by that. Well, not anymore, but yeah.
That's what's up. So you in high school,
Right.
you're fashion elevating, you selling candy,
Right.
you flipping the candy money to
Come on.
clothes.
That's it.
So now you graduated.
I graduated.
Where do you take it from there?
So it was a unique situation. I played sports. I played basketball, but my heart wasn't really in that game. So I started working. I was messing around with the junior college, and I was that guy selling clothes out of his trunk. So whatever was hot, I had it. I worked at the mall.
Where would you go cop your clothes?
I had a connect. I can't give up my connect, but I had a connect, and
That connect still active right now?
He's long gone now, man.
Oh, okay.
But I was doing big things at my age. At 19, I was doing 7 jeans wholesale. 7 jeans was big.
Oh, okay.
And I remember I was doing little jean parties. So I would go to whoever the cutest girl was. I would approach her and say, "Hey, get 10 of your friends together, and then we'll have a jean party. So we'll sell jeans at your house, and then I'll give you a percentage of whatever we sell."
That's hustle.
Come on, man.
That's
I
hustle.
was doing
And
it
it was
early.
the ladies too.
Come on, man. You got to go with the ladies, man.
So it ain't no excuse for somebody to be hurting financially right now. Just
Man, come on, man. Look, I told my girl this. I will sell anything in this world except my body. I could sell ice to an Eskimo, no problem.
Oh, okay.
So if you want it, you'll do it.
So your mouthpiece was crisp at an
Smooth,
early age.
smooth as ice, man. Come on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Cut Game Radio Show right now. He dropping some nuggets on y'all. He's basically saying, how important it is to have a crisp mouthpiece, and just keep it sharp.
Gotta be confident, man.
Yeah. And you gotta get a return on your crisp mouthpiece, and that's what my man been doing. Just
That's it,
flipping
man.
it.
That's it.
So you got your mouthpiece sharp. You doing your jean parties.
Yeah.
What you doing with that money now? Because it seemed like from a young age you was flipping candy.
But you know what? I'm not even gonna lie. I definitely learned later in the game, but I was young, so I'm making $3,000, $4,000 here and there, but I'm blowing the money. I'm buying more shoes. I'm buying little.
So you
jewelry.
feeding your addiction.
Come on, man. I'm feeding the addiction, man. I wasn't trying to propel myself. I was comfortable where I was at, and that's the trick. You get comfortable. You don't see foresight. You just see your surrounding area. That's not good, man.
Now, earlier in the podcast, and we speak on throughout the Cut Game Radio Show, you gotta. A lot of growth comes from when you are uncomfortable.
Very true.
When you sitting there in a comfortable situation, you're not going to experience any growth. You know what I'm saying? You might even go backwards. And
preach
start.
to him, man. Preach to him.
So my man. So you in your comfort zone.
I'm in my comfort zone. But see, I was in a tricky spot because I knew I wanted to go to school, but I didn't know what I wanted to do with school. Uh-huh. So I was still trying to figure things out. I was like, okay, wait, I could hustle. This could be, something I could really do for the rest of my life. But then again, what if this doesn't work? So I needed something to fall back on.
Yeah.
So I was still dabbling with school, not really taking it serious.
Now, what school was this?
I was at RCC.
Okay.
And so,
No, you gotta let them know we global with
oh
this.
my bad, Riverside Community College for those who don't know what that is. So I was there, and I used the school as a tool to meet numerous people. So my name's starting to get out there. Yo, J Hud got the latest shoes. He got these jeans. He got that bait. So now I'm selling to everybody at my school.
So your network growing.
It grows. It grows. To this day, I still run into people. I forgot, like, yo, they come to me. Yo, I remember I bought my first pair of LRG from you. And I don't even remember, to be honest with you, but thank you.
Dang.
Yeah.
Dang. So you seen a lot of different styles.
Man, it's been crazy. It's been crazy.
What style were you a part of that you feel like shouldn't have went out of style? You was, you was digging it.
I think that the baggy trend back in the day was something I wasn't too proud to say I was part of, because it was just too much. I'm 6'1", but I'm wearing size 44 jeans. Like,
dang,
come on, man, that's enough to fit 3 people in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, come on, man.
Yeah. So you taper now. It's all the way tapered.
Now it's tapered. Yeah, put on some skinny jeans and you cool, man. But I gotta say something. If you too big, don't put on the skinny jeans, man.
Please
Come on,
don't.
man.
Please
Don't play yourself, man.
Okay.
Respect yourself.
So you gotta be skinny to wear skinny jeans.
Just know, if you can't walk and you uncomfortable, just don't wear them, man. That's
Yeah.
it. I was a victim to that. I did
Okay.
that.
Nah,
But I learned, man. I definitely learned.
So can a size 42 wear skinny jeans?
Listen, man, they making them bigger now for you to do that. So if my man T need to wear them, he can wear them. Man.
Hey, so look. So I know you got your boutique out in Victoria
Dude,
Gardens.
man, God's good,
now,
man.
Now, share the process. I know I don't know if it was an easy process. I don't know if it was a hard process, but I want you to share with the listeners
Yeah.
and the viewers about the process.
Man, getting a store, this was definitely a dream for me. It was definitely a process. This didn't happen overnight. And just going back to how the whole brand came about, I definitely earned my keep. So I worked with other cats in the game who were very successful, and I took notes. And it was one thing that happened to me. One of my close friends, Chris Chamberlain, shout out to my boy, he would always be in my ear like, yo, Jay, you always helping everybody else climb, but you not doing anything for yourself. You not empowering yourself. And I kind of had to take a step back and realize what he was telling me.
Yeah.
He was telling me, like, look, you got to do something for you. You always helping everybody else, but now it's time for you to do you.
So you had to elevate.
And it was time to elevate. I had to get that jet fuel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I
Okay.
got that jet fuel, and we went up. So it's been a blessing, man. But I got to give credit to my boy Mike Wogu. We went to France. So I was this was my first time out the country, and we was in Paris, man, and that changed my whole life.
How long was y'all out in France?
We was there for like almost 2 weeks, man.
Damn.
And man, if you've never been out the country, go. I don't care where you go, just go. Just see something new. Get out of your element. Just try something different. It'll be the best thing you've ever done.
Now, when you touched down in France,
Right.
what was the first thought that came through your head?
Niggas in Paris from Jay-Z and Kanye. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
But honestly, man, it was a blessing. That just the whole start. I remember we booked the flight a day in advance. So I was in college, and I remember my boy hit me like, "Yo, we going to Paris tomorrow. What's up? You trying to go?"
Wow.
And I was there. And I remember,
So you had your passport already.
yeah, the passport was already secured.
Okay.
And I remember vividly, I was in college. I had finals week. So he gave me the call. I went to all my professors and I said, hey, I have a family emergency. Is there a way I can postpone taking my finals? So one professor in particular, he was real cool. He said, you know what, young man? Bring me back some rum and some Cuban cigars.
Oh, so he was like, nigga, you going to Paris.
You going to Paris. Like, come on, man. Come on, man. He
Hey.
saw it, man.
Yeah.
And so I made that move, man. So I flew to Paris and listen, man, if you've never been out the country, go. Stop buying these Jordans. Stop trying to impress these men in the club by buying bottles and get you a passport and go. That's
Hey.
it, man.
Repeat that for him. You
Listen.
know what I'm saying? Just one
I'ma
more
say it
time.
again,
They
man.
might have fell asleep.
Look, I'm gonna tell you again. Stop buying bottles trying to impress another man. Stop that. Like, stop, man. Stop. Stop buying these Jordans or these Yeezys. Excuse me. Yeezys is killing Jordan right now. Stop. Just stop. Go buy this passport. I think it's $175 or something like that. It'll be the best investment you ever made in your life.
Game. Cut game.
Come on, man.
That's some cut game.
Yeah.
So You got your boutique open.
Man, we got it. So going back, so I was in France, and when I came back, man, that's when the whole vision came to me, man. So being from the city that we're from, the Inland Empire, we don't get a lot of shine, but it's a big region in California. So I think in 2008, the Inland Empire grossed $8.2 billion. So
wow.
with that being said, all these people are spending money in the Inland Empire, but there's no identity, there's no representation. So how do you know you was in the Inland Empire? We don't have that.
Yeah. Now, for the listeners out there and those that's viewing the show, the Inland Empire, or for short, IE, that is San Bernardino County and
Yes.
Riverside County.
Yes.
That area, which is about, I would say, 40 minutes east of Los Angeles.
Yes, it is.
That is the Inland Empire.
Look
And that's
it
what
up.
my man's talking about. And it's growing. It's a lot of growth in the IE.
You better move on out here.
I believe it's two of the largest.
Yeah, it's
counties
two of the largest.
in California too.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and I don't think it's based on population. I think it's square miles.
Square miles.
Definitely.
Yes,
definitely, Definitely. So, you get the vision.
sir. Man,
What vision was that? What was the vision? Share it with us.
the vision was creating something that would be able to brand the Inland Empire. But bigger than the Inland Empire, something that promoted peace, love, and unity from one community to the next.
Oh, okay.
And that was it.
Now, what is that brand? Share it with everybody.
And that brand, ladies and gentlemen, is One Love IE. So, which is cool because it's One Love Inland Empire or One Love in everything. And so our motto is no matter where you're from, together we are one. So anybody can wear it, but it just happened to start from here. And that's what we've been pushing, man.
So, the vision is One Love IE.
Yes, sir.
Now, how did you make that vision a reality?
Man, I just remember coming back from my trip, and the game plan for me is to go back and live in France. That's the ultimate game plan.
Oh, so France had you,
Oh,
huh?
man. Now I got a girl now, so I'm gonna have to change the way I move. But
Yeah.
listen, fellas, go to France, man. I can't say it enough. Go, just go. But yeah,
So you didn't decide to go to France. You gonna work that vision of that one IE.
right. We gonna work this. But the whole purpose behind this is to bring people together, man. It's a lot of hate going on today, and we need to erase that with love. Love heals all. Love conquers all, and that's what we are pushing.
I can dig that. I can dig
Yes, sir.
that. So you went through the steps.
So I went through the steps. So I remember drawing this like I was crazy. Like I saw it in my mind, but I didn't know how to communicate it. No one else could help me but me. And I could feel like God was just, he put something in me, but I didn't know how to talk. I just kept drawing. And finally this logo came about, man. And once I seen it, man, I just knew. So I started with 12 hats. And it was crazy. This was 2009, 2010. I remember I had 12 hats, and I gave them to my closest friends. And ironically enough, that same year, two of my buddies got drafted to the NFL.
Damn.
And it was a home run since then.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
And
up.
it's so in one year in particular, one of my buddies won the Super Bowl, and when he won the Super Bowl, he put the crown on, man, and that was a wrap, man. So that right there gave the kids and everybody in the city an idea of like what type of direction we going. Anybody can make it. Like anybody in particular from our city can make it to that big stage, and that's what happened, man.
Yeah. Now I could feel you when God dropped something on you, because that's how the Cut Game radio show, this all came about. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? The Lord dropped it on me, and I just had to work it. And right now, y'all tuned in to the Cut Game radio
Come
show.
on, man.
So
Come
we
on.
gotta thank Pops.
Come
we gotta
on.
thank Pops for
That's it, man.
for blessing us with this.
Man,
So
Real
yeah.
talk.
So One Love IE
yes, sir.
boutique is popping.
Man, so I remember I had to go back to the basics. So the hats were doing well just through word of mouth. Then we had to start. I was meeting people at Chick-fil-A, popping the trunk. I'm a go-getter. I'm a maverick. Like if I see it, I'm gonna believe it and I'm gonna
But
achieve
what's
it.
crazy is what you shared with us earlier. You've been training for this.
This has been a marathon, man.
You
This
know what
ain't
I'm
a
saying?
sprint,
You've been
man.
training
Yeah.
for this. Coming out the trunk, selling something that's
Come on,
nothing new
man.
to you.
No,
right?
not at all.
One Love IE is not the first thing that you trapped out the trunk.
No. Everything's been legal. I've been trapping, but yeah,
Yeah.
this wasn't the first thing, man. This wasn't the first thing. But I think most importantly, I had a vision very early that I want to do something. I want to make a stamp for my community, my city, and this is my legacy. So when I'm long and gone, I want this to be here forever, man.
That's what's up. So I gotta ask you, where do you see One Love IE in the next 5 years?
Man, the way we've been growing, we're already carried in 5 other states. So in the next 5, I think I'll probably have 3 more stores. And man, who knows, man.
That's what's up.
And I definitely want to go back to Paris and do something in Paris with
That's
the brand, without a doubt.
So I gotta ask you, what is J Hud's definition of success?
Man, success is waking up every day, doing something that I love doing, and enjoying my family and taking care of my family. That's success.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Well, man, I want to thank you for coming
Man.
through on the Cut Game Radio
Thank
Show.
you, my brother.
Right now, I'm gonna give you the stage. I want you to share any and everything that you need to share with the listeners out there. You know, it's a lot of people out there. I know they want to start their own brand. You know,
Right.
So drop something on them.
Man, just keep this in mind, man. When starting something, if your neighbors don't know your name, then that's something you need to think about. And also, every day when I wake up, man, I always keep this Bible verse in mind. Proverbs 11:25, a generous man will prosper, he who refreshes others. So it's all about each one teach one. So if you got something, man, make sure it's a good thing, and make sure you're empowering those around you, man, and you'll last for a long time, man. But and don't stop, man. Keep grinding. And one quote that I do live by: in order to do the impossible, you must see the invisible. So a lot of times people might not see what you see, but as long as you're passionate about it and you are pushing and pursuing to go to that goal line, people will join you eventually, man. So keep going and don't stop, man. Do not stop. No matter what happens, do not stop. You can't stop, man.
That's
That's
up.
it.
Man, thanks for dropping them jewels on the listeners and everybody out there watching.
Respect,
I
man.
want to
Thank
thank
you.
y'all for tuning in to this episode of the Cut Game Radio Show.
Yes,
I
sir.
want you guys to follow us on all of our social medias at the Cut Game. I want you guys to send us emails at thecutgame@gmail.com, and please subscribe to the YouTube channel. I want you guys to like, share, and comment the Cut Game Radio Show. Stay on your jet fuel, stay elevated, stay groomed. We out.